Hey guys, welcome back. A little late on this one because finally went back to work. So I work nights, so I wasn't able to really watch a lot of the games. But I went and wrote down a lot of the stuff that happened, and I caught some bits and pieces. So the last two game sevens on the agenda, and we now have a second round that is all complete. So we'll start out here with the first game. First game was the Penguins and the Rangers, game 7 of that series. Pittsburgh was up 3-1 in this series. They had Shesterkin rattled, and then they couldn't get the job done. So in the first period, Kreider scores off on just a really, really nice shot from Zibanejad and Schneider at 7:36, and so that gets the Garden rocking, and they're hopping. I mean, they're pumped, and they're feeling good, and good end-to-end action. A lot of shots on Shesterkin. Shesterkin looking good though. But at 18:51, after the Rangers had taken a penalty, Heinen scores on the power play from Carter and Rodriguez. Now this goal was interesting because it was a goal, but nobody knew it. It did not get looked at for almost a full 30 seconds. The goal is scored. Nobody really knows about it. The puck is, play continues. And finally, after almost 30 seconds, the horn in the arena sounds for Toronto calling in saying, that's a goal. And the referees go, they look at it, it's a goal. It barely crossed the line, but it was a goal. It counts. So that was a crazy little sequence, and that's how we end the first period, tied at 1. Then second period comes out, and furious end-to-end action is really good. The shots in the Penguins are they're peppering Shesterkin here, and and Igor, he's standing on his head like he's really good. He's really good at doing. And then the Rangers take another penalty, and it's Gensel on the power play from Rustin Crosby at 10:18. Now this was another one they had to look at because they weren't sure if when Gensel hit the puck, if it was above the crossbar. It was a really nice little play. He literally did like a little soccer kick where he kicked the puck up in the air basically to himself and then whacked it out of the air. And there wasn't any irrefutable evidence to say that it wasn't above the bar, so it stood as a goal. So the Penguins are up 2-1. Now, Pittsburgh and Leeds kind of have a thing about that. Needless to say, a little over a minute later, after that really nice Gensel goal, it's Miller with his first of the year from Kopp and Strome. So that ties the game at 2. And again, the Rangers are a hell of a good comeback team. They don't get rattled. And again, for a good majority of the rest of the period, Shesterkin's getting some wicked shots. And then the Rangers get a power play. The Penguins take a penalty. But on the Rangers power play, it's Rodriguez scoring a shorthanded goal at 17:24, unassisted. So that puts the Penguins up 3-2. And it's literally the Penguins are feeling it. But then the third period starts, and they're going through. And again, the Penguins get more shots. The Rangers they're not getting a whole ton of shots, but they're quality shots. And I remember looking at my phone, and I saw, okay, it's under 10 minutes. Penguins are still in the lead, and I had this feeling. I had this really weird feeling that somehow or another, the Rangers are going to tie this before the end of the third. And I was right. At 14:15, it is Zibanejad from Kopp to tie the game at 3 apiece, and off to overtime we go. And overtime starts. They go, they go a few minutes, and then a penalty is called on Pittsburgh. They call a penalty in overtime. Normally they don't do that. Now, I did not see the penalty because, again, I was out working, so I missed the penalty. But during that penalty, on the power play at 4:46, Panarin from Fox and Zibanejad sends the Rangers off to Carolina to play the Hurricanes in the Metro Division Final. And, so, Pittsburgh, you're up, and Jari finally came back. It was Jari and Shesterkin were the goaltenders in for tonight. Jari finally came back. Raquel came back. Crosby was back in. Didn't seem to matter because the Rangers just, they did what they do best. They come from there. They get behind and they don't get rattled. They come from behind. They win 4-3, and off to Carolina they go. The shots in the game overwhelmingly in favor of Pittsburgh. 13-8 in the first. 18-12 in the second. And then 12-7 in the third. The only period the Rangers had more shots was the overtime, and that was only 3-2. So the overall shots, the Penguins led in the overall shots 45-30. Igor, that's all you can say. Igor. Without Igor, the Rangers are not in this position. The power play, the Penguins went 2 for 5 on the power play. Interesting. They did not get a 5-on-5 goal. They didn't get an even strength goal tonight. They had 2 power play goals and a shorthanded goal. Not good enough. The Rangers went 1 for 4 on the power play. Oddly enough, the power play goal they get, it's in overtime. And again, there's a lot of talk about, do you call these penalties in overtime? A lot of times penalties get called. A lot of times they don't. It's just, it's a crapshoot. It really is. So, but the call was made, and the Rangers capitalized on it, and off to New York, off to Carolina they go. And the saves, Jari stopped 26 of 30, and Igor Shesterkin stopped 42 of 45. And the 3 stars, The app that had the 3 stars is Panarin, Zibanejad, and Rodriguez. 42 of 45 and Shesterkin doesn't get one of the 3 stars? Really? Yeah, that's a little weird. Shesterkin to me would have been the number 1 star. He was fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. And going on to Carolina, the Canes have got to find a way. They got to find a way to get to him. Because if they don't, we'll see how that goes. But yeah, that division final is set. It is the Carolina Hurricanes against the New York Rangers. And now, as good as Shesterkin was, we talked about how great Shesterkin was. Igor kind of had to take second fiddle to this second game. Game 7 of the Stars and the Flames. This was the fact the game was this close is just amazing to me, because it's as you'll see as we get into this, it's holy mackerel. But the first period, 40 seconds in, on what I believe was the first shot, it was either the first or the second shot of the game for the Dallas Stars, Ben scores at 40 seconds from Sagan and Suter. And I was looking through some of the as I was checking stuff on my phone, I was looking through, and I'm looking at that, and I'm seeing, okay, Dallas is up 1-0, and I'm looking at the shots. It was like 15-2 in favor of Calgary, and I'm like, what in the hell is going on? And I'm thinking, oh, this is going to be one of them. This is going to be one of them games, isn't it? Where one team is just going to get a ton of shots and somehow they'll find a way to lose. Well, we'll find out as we get a little bit into this. But Calgary, they're just peppering Jake Ottinger. Ottinger, of course, the goaltender for the Stars, Markstrom in for the Flames. And the first period ends, it's 1-0. It's 1-0, and Ottinger is just getting shelled. Although we talk about him getting shelled, we start the second period. Now here's where he starts getting shelled. The second period, just a little over a minute and a half in, Toffoli ties the game from Killington and Stone at 1:46. That's Toffoli's first goal of the postseason. That ties the game at 1. The Flames, they're feeling it. They are just, they get pumped after that goal, and they just keep going. They're shooting from everywhere on Ottinger. And Ottinger is basically turning into a wall. And it's just, But not very long after the Toffoli goal at 2:17, Nemetsnikov scores to give Dallas a 2-1 lead from Pavelski and Robertson. So, literally 30 seconds? 30 seconds after Toffoli ties the game, Dallas takes the lead back. And again, after that, it's 2-1 Dallas. And the shots just keep on coming. And again, finally at 8:44, Tkachuk ties the game again from Gaudreau and Markstrom. So it's 2-2. A lot of action again. More shots just getting thrown onto Ottinger. It's insane. It is insane what this kid is doing in goal. So the second period ends. It's 2-2. Third period starts, and again, not as crazy as the second period, but the Flames again, they're controlling the play. They're getting some good shots. The Stars are getting some really good shots on Markstrom as well. But both goaltenders are standing tall. And the third period ends. Nobody scores in the third. So we're tied 2-2 going to overtime. And again, I was having one of these weird feelings because I'm looking at what the shot totals are. And I'm just thinking, somehow or another, Dallas is going to steal this. I thought for sure, especially going into the overtime, that Dallas was going to steal this. That this was going to be one of those performances when Ottinger is going to make 50-plus saves and steal the win. Well, overtime starts, and again, the Flames picking up right where they left off. They're peppering Ottinger. Dallas can't really get the puck. They're having a hard time getting it out of their zone. But, Ottinger, he's making saves. Making saves all over the place. And on a bad angle, on a really bad angle shot, at 15:09, it is Johnny Gaudreau who ends it. Like I said, on just a bad angle shot. But Ottinger was not tight up against the post, and it snuck between him and the post and into the net. So Gaudreau ends it at 15:09 from Lindholm and Tkachuk. And I remember when I got back into the car and I heard my phone go off, and I looked and it had the little NHL thing, and right before I swiped it down to see who won, I'm like, Dallas. Swipe it down, I see Johnny Gaudreau's name there, and I'm like, oh, okay. And so I was wrong on that one, but holy cow! What an unbelievable game by Jake Ottinger. He was fantastic. Shesterkin was fantastic. Ottinger basically, he saw, probably, you'd look at it, you saw what Igor did, and Ottinger's like, hold my beer, I'll show you how to do this. Incredible performance by Ottinger. The Dallas Stars are in really, really good, they're going to be a good team with him in net. Dallas is going to be a team to be reckoned with soon. Holy cow. Just incredible. The power play, not a lot of penalties. Dallas went 0 for 1. Calgary went 0 for 3. Markstrom stopped 26 of 28. But the story of the game, even though it comes in a losing effort, it is Jake Ottinger stopping 64 of 67. Unbelievable performance. Unbelievable performance from a kid from Lakeville, Minnesota. So, he's gonna be something special. He really is gonna be something special. Dallas has got themselves a really good netminder. And the 3 stars, I would have switched these around a little bit. The 3 stars were Gaudreau, Ottinger, and Markstrom. I wouldn't have, I know why they put Gaudreau up there because he had the overtime winner. I'd have put Gaudreau second, flip-flop him and Ottinger. Ottinger should have been the number 1 star. You stopped 64 of 67. You're not considered the first star? To me, Ottinger's the first star, Gaudreau's the second, and then Markstrom is the third. Can't really complain about Markstrom. He had a great game too. So that completes the Pacific Division final. We finally, and selfishly as a fan, I wanted to see the Battle of Alberta. I really wasn't sure that we were going to get that. I thought for sure Dallas was going to spoil it. Well, lo and behold, in the Pacific Division final, we get the Battle of Alberta. It is the Calgary Flames and the Edmonton Oilers. And oh, do I look forward to that. That series is going to be nuts. I look forward to watching that. And man, that literally might be the most fun series to watch. But the division finals now are all set. The Central Division final is the Colorado Avalanche against the St. Louis Blues. The Pacific Division final is the Calgary Flames and the Edmonton Oilers. The Atlantic Division final is the Florida Panthers and the Tampa Bay Lightning, the Battle of Florida. And the Metropolitan Division final is the Carolina Hurricanes taking on the New York Rangers. So there's your final 8 that are left. And a couple interesting matchups. You got the Battle of Alberta on the one side and the Battle of the Sunshine State in the other. So we're going to have some good series here for sure. And that will do it for this one. I thank you guys so much for being here. I thank you guys for all your support. I'm very happy you guys are all here. And if new people are coming through and they're checking out this video or one of the other videos, hopefully they like the videos. Hopefully they like them enough. Hit that like button. Hit that subscribe button that's down over there. Not over there. Over there. I did that. I mixed that up on a couple of the other videos. I was pointing over there. And then you go and you watch the video. It's like, no, that's not, you're pointing the wrong spot. It's over there. So don't be afraid to hit that subscribe button down there. And I thank you guys very much for your support. Again, don't be afraid to hit that subscribe button. Subscribe button can be your friend a lot of times. And one round down, 5 series that went 7, and 5 of the 8. Heck of a first round. We only hope the second round can be half as good. So, again, hit like and subscribe if you're liking what you see, and I will talk to you guys again soon.